Hey Thomas, how are you doing?
Jonathan, I'm doing okay, but man, we got hit with this tropical storm down here, so it's been a little bit rough. But I know we didn't do our Friday podcast for Trump Harris Logic and Emotion, so we're gonna jump in and we're gonna do a business one today, and then Friday we'll get back to the our Friday podcast. So go ahead, lead us in today. What do you got?
We had a couple. I think yesterday at October 1st, the
Hmm.
contract with the ports expired, so now they're all on strike. So
Yeah,
this is
it's big. It's big.
yeah, it's a big thing, and it's gonna hurt all of us. And I just wonder, where they're gonna. I heard this morning that they've agreed to increase their hourly to like $59 an hour. I think they were asking for $69 an hour.
Hmm.
Um, I have this, which we can look at. So, I mean, they're saying, these are the things that you should know about. But I guess for us consumers, and people that are out there every day that are in the stores looking for items to buy,
Hmm.
this is going to cause disruption. This is going to be an issue if it doesn't get fixed quickly. And
Hmm.
they haven't. They were saying they haven't come to the table since I think it was June.
Hmm.
Um, Apparently, a lot of the workers are afraid of the automation because they're thinking that they're going to just be replaced in time.
It's
Um,
it's kind of similar to how the writer's strike was out in Hollywood
yep.
because they were worried about AI taking over and writing the scripts and them being like, pigeonholed out of the situation. So automation for these ports, and the ports are happening all the way from New England all the way down to Texas and the Gulf of Mexico. And you're right about the supply chain. They got a tough guy. They got a good leader. He sounds like a mobster, but he's a tough guy. He ain't going to take any shit. I know they try to discredit him, say the guy makes $1 million a year. You talked about, $59 an hour and that. Hey, listen, the way inflation's been going the last 2 years, and now this can also possibly jump inflation even more if the supply chain is interrupted. So, it's getting out of hand. I mean, what used to be $100,000 was a good salary isn't really a solid salary. It's becoming almost an average salary depending where you're living. And if you're living in a major New York area, Boston, and that, it's not a good salary. You need more money to survive, not just to pay the bills and make ends meet. But there is going to be a disruption the longer this goes on. Week one, people just be going on. Week two, they're going to start like, okay, week three, wow. But if it goes into week four, man, you're really going to start things like an impact, a bunch of cars crash, and that's what it's going to be like. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first week we're not going to feel it, right? Because everything's still around. It's not really hit us. But what's going to happen is these few weeks that you're talking about, the longer it goes, once it gets solved, it's going to take that many weeks to get replenished and things get going again. So it's it's something you have to pay attention to. I've already noticed, and a few people that I know have started going to the stores, and people are, I guess, panicking because I
Hmm.
went to Whole Foods yesterday, and
Hmm.
the shelves were pretty empty.
Yeah.
Um, I know my father mentioned something in a different store that he went, and same thing.
Hmm.
The shelves are emptying, like kind of like COVID level emptying, which it doesn't help when people start just buying up everything because then everyone else is left with nothing. So I'd envision, a big issue coming up if this doesn't get figured out. I think they said it's going to cost like $5 billion per day that it's on. That
Hmm.
was one of the numbers that I saw. So
Yeah, I heard that as well too. It's a situation where if this goes like after 3 weeks, you're going to start seeing like construction supplies. That's going to get interrupted. I got a few clients there in the manufacturing side of things, and they're even noticing already, and we're only into day two because they're waiting for stuff to come aboard to,
yeah.
basically, supply to their clients. So it hits what it does? It hits the manufacturer side first, and then it's going to be like, a domino effect down all the way down to the consumer side. So on the B2B end, for construction, it's going to hurt. And what's going to happen, like when COVID happened, with the supply chain, what happened with the price of the houses? They went up even more. Do we want to have that interruption? And here we are. We're basically, 4 weeks away from, is it 4 weeks or 5 weeks away from the election? 5 weeks away from the election today. So, it's going to, the longer this goes on, it's going to hurt, possibly the Harrison Wall's ticket. That's what it's going to hurt. Unless something happens, she has Jimmy Hoffa come to her in a dream, and she's going to be the one that's going to save the day just before the election. Who knows how they have scripted? Okay, but
Yeah.
we'll see what it comes down to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't come at a worse time for them because again, we just got interest rates down. This may delay all that now because they're saying that this is going to in inflation might be worse again if this
Hmm.
doesn't get solved. Because guess what? If everything is on the shelf and things are going down, things are good. But once things are not in supply anymore, things are going to go up in price again. And then talk about in the beginning, we talked about they're asking for I think $69 an hour, which I guess everyone who thinks about it, that's a lot of money. But when you really think about how much you're taking home and how much it costs to live, I know everyone out there that is um, living, surviving, thriving, whatever they may be doing, things are expensive. I know
Yes.
going to the stores, checking your bills, it's not like it used to be. So you feel it. So it's crazy to say, but like everyone needs to be making more money. We have to be able to take care of ourselves, or the prices have to be where they used to be. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Mhm.
So
It's it's listen, it's going to be interesting the more this goes on. And we both know it. So, I mean, we're touching upon it today, day two, but if we're still talking about this 3 weeks from today, that's really going to be, it's going to be interesting. It's also going to be sad because we know there's going to be a bad effect to it. What's next on the agenda you got today there? Next topic.